What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on? We're back again for another episode review of Married to Medicine. Y'all getting there early on time this time, okay? I remembered. I fucking remembered. But it's gonna be cute to the point. So everybody is in New Orleans. All the girls in New Orleans. Let me just get the men out the way right quick. So the men are out there in Atlanta. They going to this little cigar and wine bar, whatever, smokers lounge, and they're all sitting around. All five of the guys. Is it five? Six of them. Six. Damon was there. Damon, grow that hair back. You know, some people don't look right without. Some people don't look right with a lot of hair, and some people don't look like right with, no hair. Please grow that hair back a little bit because you look like Uncle Fester. I don't know. It won't work for me, but Dr. Heavenly love it. She can deal with it. But Cecil, Dr. G, Eugene, and Contessa's husband, and all that. So they just sitting there and they just chatting it up about, the women going on this trip and how, maybe once they come back, because this is Contessa's first trip, they gonna be bitching about how the girls is this and how the girls is that. And as soon as he said that shit, they was up there having a little argument over that in New Orleans. We'll get to that. And they was talking about how Miles is going to, which is Cecil and Simone's oldest son, he's going to Howard, and how they feel very proud about that, and how he was the child that never really caused them trouble, and how each person's child is setting a precedent for the next and things of that such. And I was like, well, y'all going talking about these kids knowing damn well Dr. G ain't got none. And it was like, this could be going into another subject, because they did talk about the whole Jackie situation. It was like they internalizing that and bringing it into the marriage. Okay, but that's their friend, so they gonna feel strongly about it. And especially when you got a husband in the household that's kind of agreeing with them. And now Dr. G trying to say that he coming around to where I guess everyone else is thinking about how it's wrong. Bitch, what? You should have been thought that, okay? Ain't no fucking excuse. Ain't no placing blame just on one person. You can put it on both people, but just because you got issues going on in your marriage, that does not mean that you go out there and fucking take your dick out and put it in somebody else. If you don't go to counselors and exhaust all means of resolutions, then you get a fucking divorce and then you go put a dick in somebody else, okay? That's what the fuck you do. All right? But anyway, he talking about the marriage stuff and the kid shit, and it was like, you still got time to have kids. Men, unlike women, men can have kids until they're dead. Okay? Motherfuckers be 80 years old still having kids. Women can't do that. If they not necessarily can't do that. So moving on from there, we got rid of all of that. So back down there in New Orleans, everybody's having a good time. Contessa did get on my nerves a little bit, just a slight bit, when we first seen her, and we see Quiet and Heavenly in the bed, and they cackling with each other. She on the couch talking about something. Damn, can't concentrate with all this cackling going on. Baby, you are on fucking vacation. And I understand you a doctor. She was giving me Dr. Jackie T's. And then Simone did the same thing too. Later on, she had her computer. She was like, either her or Jackie. It was like, I'm a real ass doctor. You do realize that. And I get it. But don't get in your feelings, Contessa, when y'all on a trip and they up there kikiing and laughing with each other, whatever, and you can't concentrate. Go outside somewhere. Okay, this ain't what we came here for, all right? But anyway, moving on from that, they did have a little cute moment. They was talking about things, and Heavenly and Contessa seemed like they made up. They go on the bus and they was going on a swamp tour. Simone didn't tell them what they was going to, but this is what they was going to because she knew the girls was gonna have some objection to it. Toya's on there getting drunk. Dr. Jackie up there explaining how she don't do swamps and shit. Bitch, I'm the same fucking way, but I would have sucked the fuck up. I would have sucked it up, okay? And I would have just sat there like, when Toya bust her ass coming down them steps, I would have been Toya. Give me as much as I can to fucking drink to get me through this shit. But bitch, I ain't never fucking failed. What the fuck? First of all, I'm too goddamn big for all that. Alright? Ain't nobody finna be helping my big ass up, okay? And but give me a drink so I can calm my nerves, cause I don't know. I don't like bugs. I don't like I don't like none of that shit. I was Dr. Jackie too, but see, I would have sucked that shit up, and she did for the most part. But when they was on that bus and they was talking about stuff, and we realized that sometimes Heavenly can dish shit out, but she can't really take it. Because she was deliberately calling that girl Contessa. Okay? Contessa, that girl didn't do shit to Dr. Heavenly. Let's be quite honest. She ain't do shit to her. She ain't do shit to her. Dr. Damon talking about some, you know, I think she gives them a hard time. Sometimes it comes off as if she giving the girls a hard time when she first meet them. It makes them see themselves or the real person that they are, some shit like that. And then I'm like, bitch, you just saying that because she's sitting right there and you fucking enabling that, and she give you pussy every night. That's why you only saying that shit. You know damn well your wife is a mess, okay? But any fucking way, moving on from that. She was calling that girl Contessa, and she even spelled it Cone Tessa. And she was like, first of all, my name is Contessa, okay? Contessa. All right, so you gonna have to fucking stop. And it was like, girl, why can't you say her name right? And it was like, okay, girl, listen, your name is Contessa, okay? She was like, that's cool, because I was about to say something. I don't make fun of people with disabilities. It was like, what you talking about? Who disabled? It was like, I don't know if you had a speech impediment or nothing. See, she got her back a little bit, and Dr. Heavenly was looking a little bit shook, not necessarily shook, but like, bitch, did this bitch just try me? Yes, she did try you after you tried her, but they took it in stride, and it was a cute little funny moment, and everybody laughed at it, and it broke that ice or whatever that was trying to build, and it is what it is. Their little thing and their issues are so fucking superficial. It's like, girl, it's really no issues. When they got on that swamp boat, first of all, they was mad at the boat. I said, you in fucking New Orleans, what you thought you was gonna do? Oh, you in the backwoods, bitch. What type of boat you thought you was gonna get on? But anyway, they going out there. Dr. Jackie just laying there. Simone is like, oh my God, be happy. Come on, get into it. And they was that part when Simone and Jackie was going in on Toya and her cellulitis. It's like, where the pigs at? Now, see, I ate all them pigs, and they knew not to come out here. And then Dr. Jackie was like, yeah, I know you did. Look at you. Bitch, that shit was funny, because it was like, you's a nasty bitch. When they had these cute little moments, this what made the episode real cute to me. I like this episode. But, it really wasn't that much arguing in the beginning, okay? Everything was cool, copacetic. They having a good time. They joking and laughing on the swamp, playing with the alligators and the crocodiles and stuff like that, whichever ones it were. And, Toya is saying they think that they can have this momentum keep going up because they got a surprise for the girls. Mariah's there. Now, if you ever been looking at the thing, the credits and stuff at the end of the episode, they either put Mariah as the executive producer. I noticed that at the beginning of this season, the first episode when it ended, and then they put created by or concept by Mariah Huck. I said, oh, so this bitch, as soon as I seen her name up there, I knew she was going to pop up in the season. Just because she wasn't in the cast photo, I knew she was going to pop up. And I was just sitting here like, boy, here we go with the drama. Okay. Sometimes you need a bitch to bring the drama even if you don't fuck with them. But, Toya, I get what she trying to do. Toya thought it was a good idea to invite Mariah because this whole get together thing, this trip for the girls, it was basically trying to get everyone on the same track and put our differences to the side or whatever. And so she felt like, well, hell, since we want to start anew and start fresh and all this shit, let me invite Mariah because she needs to be a part of this because everybody didn't have an issue with her and all that stuff. And I understand where she's coming from, but I don't like that surprise, hit me up with somebody, let me pop up somebody that I don't fuck with at the moment, okay? Don't try to force it down my throat to make up with this person. And that's what Toya didn't understand. The intentions were good, if you ask me, but given the severity of the shit, whether it's petty or not, you just can't expect everybody to be so open to it because you made up with her. Y'all remember that first season with Mariah and Toya got into that fight at the goddamn party. Carrie and her husband was shook as fuck, okay? They was boxing, bitch. Purse flying, fist flying, wings flying, everything. Bedazzled jewels coming off and all that shit. Bitch, Miss Lucy was just in that girl. Anyway, and now they cool. You know, they had their issues and they made up, but it took a minute to get there. Okay, it took a minute to get there. You can't solve these issues overnight, and Toya don't understand that. You know, I don't think she really wanted everybody to just say, okay, let's be cool right now. But that's the impression that she was giving off, because once they get back to the hotel, Mariah is there, and the whole thing is they were I could okay, here's the thing. First of all, half of them was drunk. So they trying to keep on this momentum, like they had drunk, they shocked as fuck to see this bitch because they didn't know that she was gonna be there. So I would have rather them act the way that they acted like that instead of having a drunken fight or some shit and a drunken shouting match or whatever. Like, why the fuck this bitch here? Why you do this and why you do this? So they gave that little fake nasty, hey girl, how you doing? And oh my god, you know, that fake ass hug with Heavenly and shit, you know, when quiet or whatever. But Toya peeped it out and knew that it was fake and was like, well, how you supposed to heal if you doing this? And she is so concerned about the fact that people, their reaction is not the reaction that she wanted out of them. Like, you know, they started talking about other things because at one point, when they get back to the room, Heavily and Quad and Contessa was in their room and they was talking about the situation that's going on with Quad and what she needs in the marriage and how it's not about money or whatever. She just feels as though, you know, um, Heavenly has such a fucking 1950s ass view of things. Like this old, let the man take care of the wife and be so fucking submissive and all this shit. And I need a man to survive and all that stuff to define me. That's what she comes off as. She was like, I'd rather have my husband than to be single. And that's what Quiet got from that. I'm like, girl, what? And it was like, I do agree when she say, you know, do you feel blessed or whatever with the things that you got? Is it because of your husband? And I was like, no, it's because of both. Like, it's they're part of that. They're part of that, but they're not 100% all of that. So, you know, I just like, you know, Dr. Heavenly, you, I don't know if that's a fat person, is that the fat person in her trying to do that so that, you know, sometimes, and I say this because when you overweight sometimes, people look at you as like, oh, you can't get nobody or whatever. And, you know, some people feel like, well, I'm a big bitch or I'm a big nigga and I can't get nobody. So once I get somebody, I'm going to do everything that I can to keep them or whatever and make sure that they don't leave regardless of what they do to me. And I'm going to come to their every beck and call. And that's what it seems like the type of headspace Heavenly is still in because she used to be a big bitch. Like, she used to be a big bitch, you know? And I'm like, maybe that's it, or maybe I'm reaching a little bit. But did anybody else kind of think that a little bit when she be think the way her thinking goes, you know? And I can say that from being a big person because I see that with other big people, and I'm like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. I'm so glad I ain't never been a person like that. My self esteem ain't never been that damn low that I. Anyway, we ain't finna do that. But at this point, you know, Quad was just saying, you know, you can do all this stuff for me, but you're not giving me the stuff that I need in return. And what I need in return is appreciation, you know. And then Dr. Heavenly, now see, I didn't see nothing wrong. What Dr. Heavenly said was not right, wrong or whatever. It just came at the wrong time because even at the beginning of the episode, you know, we had Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone talking to Toya about her comment that she brought up at their little meetup that they had for drinks last week when Toya asked about how many times did Quiet and her husband have sex, you know, and Quiet said, I'm not finna divulge that information. And, you know, Toya got in her feelings because she said, oh, so I'm the only one that can share, we girlfriends and all that stuff. Okay, we can be good friends and all that shit. That don't mean I'm obligated to tell you what goes on behind my doors. Okay, in my bedroom, I ain't gotta tell you every single details. Just because you offered to put your information out there, that don't mean that I'm supposed to put mine out there. And you can't get mad at the person who don't want to. And they was trying to tell her it's a right place and a right time for things, and it's you gotta have fucking tact. And you can't get in your feelings when people don't want to respond to you the way that you respond, you know, or the way that you expect them to. And so this comes into play with Heavenly. I feel like, you know, her timing is off a little bit, but I get what Contessa's coming from when she said, you know, it was a little invasive, not invasive, but a little rude, just a little bit, because of the way that she said it. It came off almost as if she was blaming Quad for the reason why Dr. G was having these issues and why their marriage is looking like it's rocky and all that shit, because she won't give him a baby. I'm not gonna appreciate you because you won't give me a baby, so it's a retaliation. And I can see where Dr. Kevin is coming from, because we all thought the same thing. He probably being like this because he can't get a goddamn kid. But see, she could have eased it in a little bit more, and then here come Contessa trying to make it a big deal, and they get into this little fighting match or whatever, going back and forth, talking about something that's rude as shit and all that stuff, because Quad wasn't trying to have it, and I think that's what Contessa was coming from. Contessa was coming from the fact that, well, I'm gonna assume because Quad was done with the conversation, and therefore, she felt offense to it, and so she jumped on that and was like, that was rude. You don't do no shit like that. You don't ask a person no, personal question and put blame on them like that, when you don't see that they in their headspace right now and willing to take that, whatever. And so they going back and forth telling each other to shut the fuck up and all that shit, contesting her feelings. So when Mariah come, they telling her what's going on. And so this is the moment, because I guess they not all cheering for Mariah being there. Toya gets in her feelings like, no, y'all being fake as fuck, let's fucking go and all this shit. And they looking at her like, girl, if you don't shut the fuck up. And even Mariah had to sit down and tell Toya, calm the fuck down, you're doing too fucking much, okay? You're doing the fucking most right now. I understand that you want people to be excited that I am here and to be, I guess, jumping at me and talking to me or whatever, and we be on this kumbaya thing. But I am just glad that they did not, fight me or, holler at me or nothing like that. You cannot make people do what you want them to do. You can't do that, Toya. That's what her whole thing is. Like, you can't expect people to just be like, oh, hey, girl, I'm so glad to see you, and really mean that when they don't. Dr. Jackie still got an issue with her, so she couldn't lie about that. Heavenly got an issue with her. Bitch, when Heavenly told her at the reunion that your breath stink, and when the season first started, Mariah put a video out there and said that Dr. Heavenly was fucking musty. Bitch, they still got fucking issues, alright? And of course, we know the shit with Quad and her, and it's just not finna get resolved overnight, because Quad is still holding on to that. Mariah let that shit go, and when they actually sat down and they was trying to talk about that stuff, and Quad bringing out how, Mariah would apologize to you and then talk shit about you right next afterwards and all this shit. It's understandable that she'll feel that way, because it's a lot of hurt underneath that shit between her and Quad. I mean, Mariah and Quad. But do I feel like she's holding a grudge? Yes, she's holding a grudge, but in the same sense, in the same breath, she can let that grudge grow and go, and that don't mean that she can still be cool with the bitch or want to be cool with her. She ain't obligated to be cool with her. You cannot force people to be cool with you and to accept your apology, and to work on your time schedule. People, whether they being petty, whether they holding grudges or not, that's on them. Move the fuck on, like you said, okay? Don't want to bring it up and quiet. If you don't want to fuck with the bitch, you don't want to fuck with the bitch. Let it fuck go. Move on. You ain't gotta fuck with the bitch. Like, it is what it is. Contessa, she getting in her feelings about this whole Heavenly shit. She don't want to deal with it, so bitch, she want to leave. So Quiet coming in talking about something. No, we ain't finna run with our tail between our legs and shit like that. You gonna sit here, we gonna talk this shit out. Heavenly get wind that the girl want to leave, and then they actually sat down and talked the shit out, and it was fine. And even Contessa said, we dead the issue and I don't go back to shit. We move forward. I was like, all right, cute. Now, see, that's the one thing that I do appreciate about what's been going on between Contestant and Dr. Heavenly, even though I feel like they're going to have a real big blow up soon. But as soon as they have some, because it's been so petty and so childish, the shit that goes on between them, they can, apologize and move the fuck on, Um, but that was basically what's going on. Simone was trying to talk to Mariah about the stuff about, why people feel the way that they feel and all that shit. People are still in their feelings at the fact that you popped the fuck up. Like, Toya, come on. She irked me throughout this whole episode. Like, you just don't understand where these people are coming from and why they would be feeling the way that they feel that this girl is there. If you pop up, it's let me tell y'all something. There are a couple of people. There are a couple of people in my life, or that were in my life, that if somebody was to spring them up on me, and expect me to sit down and be like, listen, y'all need to talk this stuff out, y'all need to wrap it up, y'all need to do this, we need to get on one accord and all that stuff, it wouldn't happen, because I am not the type of bitch that you gonna pop a bitch up that I don't fuck with. We done had a falling out, and bitch, if I ain't heard from you or whatever, you can't admit that you wrong, bitch. I know damn well that I'm wrong. I know I'm not wrong, and you can't. There was no communication or no sense of trying to get back to on one accord or to apologize and all this shit. Hell fucking all, I'm not finna be welcoming you because you popped up and girl, please, fuck that. You know, and if I see you, I'm just gonna keep it fucking moving. We ain't even gotta fucking speak. Bitch, Friday is gonna test my motherfucking nerves. But anyway, so yeah, that's just what it is. Friday the review gonna be fucking late because I'm gonna be going to the Escape concert. Just wanna let y'all know. But we gonna see how this shit goes. Do I need to miss something else? Uh, Mariah talking about some Jackie shit. You know, she felt, hurt the most or betrayed by Jackie in the next episode because of what she put in that blog when she compared Mariah to herpes. That what you trying to say? The bitch just won't go away? What is it, girl? Jackie was sitting there like, okay, I said it, and but that was Married to Medicine, y'all. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. And do you get where I'm coming from with this whole situation? How would you feel if somebody, yeah, let's have this discussion. How would you feel if you had a falling out with someone and there was no communication for a while and, there was no resolve yet, but no one took there's no communication, and people know that you don't fuck with this person at this point, and they pop them up on you, expecting you to be goody goody and okay with seeing them. How would you feel about that? How would you respond to it? Let's discuss and have a good time in the comments. And I will see you guys Sunday for Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right, peace out.